It's been a while since I used this one. It's been parked up for a while, but I need to get the oil pumping, so I use this to work, carry my tools. Hey, shock is damaged. Okay. My mini toolbox. This one stays in the car. I think every Mark 1 owner should have a mini toolbox. Actually, I stole somebody's container and made it into a toolbox. Yeah, what do you guys think? Think this car should be dropped? Bear in mind it's a girl's car, so I don't want to drop it as yet. Let me start it quickly. Okay, neutral. Hope this guy's battery is alive. There's a kill switch here, guys. This is for North. It's called the North button. Yeah, it's a North. No, I'm joking. We put this here for fuel pump because we're still sorting out the wiring. Like when I did the wiring for the MP9 conversion, there's still a lot of wires like just lying around and stuff like that. I said I needed to put a relay, but just to get the car started, we bridged the fuel pump and put a switch. And from that time, it didn't get sorted out, but we need to sort that out. So, fuel pump on. Cold start. Can you a slight miss? Say hello to the camera. Video the. No. Yeah, so yesterday those put the block on. Today they already put the head on. Now I just have to torque it down, put the cam belt.
Well, now I'm putting the power steering pump.
Yeah, now he's putting the power steering pump. Where's the power steering pump in this car?
For the back tire.
Yeah, putting the power steering pump to make it a rear wheel drive. Yeah, so let's get back to do the Picanto on side. Let's get back to the ABF here. No, I'm just joking. This is 1.4i, was a 1.4 carb, but took out the carb motor, put it injected. Then this car also ran a bearing knock. Car's timing is off, so I'm going to check now. The first thing you want to do when you're checking timing, there's 3 marks, I would say 3 marks that I use, because see on this car here, the cover for the crankshaft and stuff is missing, so we don't have no mark on the crank pulley to line up with that plastic trim. So I use the camshaft mark. It'll be a mark in the back of the camshaft. It's an indent. I'm going to show that to you. We're going to use the distributor mark. Right, and if you know that your flywheel is installed the correct way, you would use, you can't see it, or little procedure. We're going to use this bell housing cutout. We're going to make sure there's a diamond on the flywheel that's going to match up with the diamond on the top here. So first thing we're going to do now is to use a ratchet, a 19 socket. I'm going to turn the motor to align turn the motor to get top dead center and to align the diamond shape. Take your 19 socket, you go to the crank pulley, and then you're gonna turn. Must know when it's difficult to turn your engine like this by hand, that means you have good compression. If your engine is turning too easy, then I would say it's time for a rebuild or something's not right. So you need to have 2 people to do this. Preferably you can start turning here, looking and going, walking, looking in the bell housing, seeing at the diamond, but that's too time consuming. When I have my friend here, Atish from the 12, check check if the diamond is going to line up. Then I know my bottom half of the engine, the sub-assembly, is TDC. Or not actually TDC, 6 degrees before TDC, but that's how we want it. So far, the cam mark is correct with the lip, but we can't see the diamond. So that means the cam timing is off by a tooth or so. I'm gonna carry on turning the shape on the bell housing. So we know currently the motor, the bottom half is set. Now I need to move on to here. On the cam, there's the mark that I'm looking for on the cam, and it's supposed to be in line with the tappet cover, but for some weird reason it's not. It's one tooth off. Can you see where it's sitting? Right here. That's way too yeah, that's one tooth off. It's way below. It needs to go more up, so I need to sort that out. Prefer. Okay, your distributor, the rotor needs to point. In the rotor, it needs to point on the shaft. If you got an original distributor, there's a mark on the shaft there. It needs to point there. So currently, that's looking like slightly too advanced, but I need to remove the cam belt. It's important to note that when you remove your cam belts now, the top of the engine is going to move differently from the bottom half, and if you don't know what you're doing, or if you do it incorrectly, it's just not going to be a good thing. It's very hard to bend valves on 8-valve motors, but it is possible in extreme cases. I've seen it happen. I know a lot of guys will say it's not possible, but I've seen it happen. So how are we going to loosen this belt now? Remember, my bottom half is already at TDC, the bottom half of the engine, but the cam is 1 to 2 advanced, so I have to remove the belt. How we remove the belt, we take a 30mm spanner, and okay, I know it's supposed to be a 13, but this is not a 13 nut that's put here. And we're gonna loosen the nut. This nut is for the tensioner. So I won't put, tensioner is loose, now we can take out the belt. Okay, so remember, we know that the bottom half of the engine is correct, sitting at 6 degrees before TDC, confirmed it. So now I'm going to turn this cam, this Indian here. I need to turn the cam sprocket. I'm not going to go one full revolution, I'm just going to turn it 1 tooth back up. Shouldn't be a problem. You can turn slightly back, but not by a lot, so just remember that. That looks about right, in line with the tappet cover. Okay, pause it here. That's it. This is your intermediate shaft right here. So if you move your intermediate shaft, you can move the distributor. Can you see that? Can you see it right here? I'm moving the intermediate shaft. Look at that. So a lot of times when the guys say that they lock their distributor where they can't manually turn the whole shaft, you can adjust the timing by removing the belt and moving your intermediate shaft to line it up. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, it's lined up now. So time to put the belt on. Just watch carefully how I put the belt on. It's kind of finicky, but yeah, after a few tries you should be able to get it properly. I grip this part here, I grip it together. I need the tension to be on this end. I want tension here. This part could be loose because we're going to tension it up with a tensioner. But when you're putting the belt on, you need your tension to be on this part of the belt. Can you see that I got some tension there? And you must have a bit of play where you can be able to bend it with your finger. So for the tensioner, how we're going to do it, you'll see on your tensioner you got holes. Take a small screw, I got a spline here, and we're going to pick the tensioner up to give tension on the belt, like so, and we're going to tighten the bolt. Guys, one revolution was done on the motor, now by hand again. You can see the indent is in line with the tappet cover. Your rotor is now facing, just gonna face on number 1, but there's the indent here, it's all lining up. And can you see the diamond there on the bell housing? The flywheel is matching up. So yeah, I think we could start this car now and see if it made any difference. Okay, everything's set. We're gonna do the first start after adjusting the timing. Yeah, started. Okay, he didn't put his petrol pump switch on, but sure, one shot. Let's see how it's sounding in the back.